everyone. Sometimes I make these videos on Hang With, or actually just in my iPhone, and I never put them out. I have come to a place where I am stuck. I am totally and completely stuck. I definitely have had some wins and some successes, you know, more so than a lot of the artists where I'm from. And y'all know that I have my blog. I have my album that's been out for 3 years now. And I moved to Los Angeles for a while. And the irony of that, the place where you're supposed to, you know, go to make it or break it, I did make some strides in the industry, but not necessarily in music specifically, which led me to start the blog, which led me to start providing public relations services, which started me on this whole path of graphic design and making websites for people. But I know that ultimately what I'm supposed to be doing is utilize my gift of singing, my gift of writing songs, and telling my story, because it is a doozy. Thank you to those who are watching. I always shout y'all out. And if you are watching and I'm not following you, please make sure you comment, because I'll just click on it and follow you right now. But I put my email in the title because I need to know what y'all do when y'all are stuck. I want to write about it on the blog. If you want me to, I'll use your names. If you want me to, I'll connect with you and interview you. But I feel as though I'm stuck because, like I just said, the album's been out for 3 years. I am doing my first show in forever in July, and it's not even a show. It's paying great money. I'm so blessed. I'm very grateful. But I'm not even doing my original music because that's not the crowd, you know, that specifically likes or listens to my music. It's almost a situation of going back to what I did before I ever had an album, which is, you know, cover music and soul music, which I love because that's what I've grown up on. That's how I feel like I learned to sing, you know, outside of school. But I just want to sing my songs and tell my story. Hi. I'm doing a live broadcast. Oh. Everybody say hi to Officer Hill from the Negro League Museum. All right, how are you? They're getting ready for Mary Ben Ari's show tonight. Apparently, they're already starting to go in. I will be next door working and trying to get unstuck. Thank you to the 6 of you. I see. Hello, how are you? Is it Boo Black Thug? Is it Thug? I don't want to say Thug if that's not how you pronounce it. But THG, Boo Black THG, hello. But I really want to know, because I know that quite a few of you all who follow me are artists too. And I'm at the place where, I mean, every aspect of music I've been a part of. I've done the event planning. I worked with, Black Vine on stage management for festivals. I've been, a media sponsor for South by Southwest shows. I prepare press releases, one sheets, press kits, websites. I've done an album. One of my songs from my first album just got put in a movie last year. And I know that it takes us longer because we are independent, but goodness. I'm really, this hair, I thought I was going to get out of the wind, but I guess not. I'm really just, I feel stuck, and I want to know, can't none of y'all 7 give me a suggestion? Like, is it just not the time or the era anymore for songwriters and singers? I mean, do you just have to have just a great studio so you can digitize your voice and make it sound like the last 5 songs on the radio? Like, is that what it is? Do I need to just let it die? Like, I'm so serious right now because, I've done this for a little over 3 years, and that's no time. That's just not even skin for real in the game. That's like a scab. Like, but take into consideration, I am a mother. And this whole time, my children have been in one place, and I've either been on tour or I've been in another city. And I'm just like, that can't go on, because the whole point of leaving a corporate job, which I've been gone from since 2011, and really can't enter back into that arena because I've had my own business since then. It's been a challenge interviewing. Because once people, even if I've lied and said, AssilemMediaGroup is something else, no, they find out that it's me, that it's mine, and I don't get the job because they're afraid I'm going to leave. So I might sound like I'm rambling, but I need to figure out what to do. I'm at a loss. And if y'all see these bags under my eyes, that's a little bit of allergies, but it's also stress. It's also fatigue. Like, what do you do? I named off the laundry list. I did voiceovers in LA, built websites, built blogs for people. And then I had to come back because my children are here. And that's what's most important. But here, even being where I am, let me show you where my office is smack dab in the middle of. That's the historic gym theater. That's the American Jazz Museum. That's the Blue Room. That's the Negro League Baseball Museum. Call newspaper, one of the longest African American newspapers, is up the street. This is the historic Lincoln Building, which my office is in. I'm supposedly right here smack dab in the middle of everything. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. A-yo-A. That's hey, how are you? But I'm just really trying to get a handle on things, because I don't know. I give y'all great advice on that blog, and some of you all even implement it. I mean, y'all are sending beautiful visuals to your music, beautiful music, period. Some of the best rhymes that I've heard. some of the best lyrics that I've heard, but I still hear this trash on the radio. Like, and it's not just in Kansas City. You know, Kansas City is kind of infamous for not playing local artists without, you know, that whole pay to play. But, you know, that's probably not just Kansas City. Like I said, there's probably other places. Some places do break artists. Some DJs do break artists. Not here. Not here. And I know that, you know, that presents a challenge in itself. But let me see what y'all saying. Nice location. Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, I've been coming to 18th and Vine since I was 17 years old. I started at the Mardi Gras. There was a club straight up 18th Street from Vine called Club Mardi Gras. And I only knew one jazz song, and I was like, well, I'm going to the jazz district. You know, if I'm gonna sneak in so I can sing, then I need to know how to sing a jazz song. I only knew My Funny Valentine. So that's how long I've been down here, and that's probably almost 10 years. Yeah. Actually, more than 10 years. Jesus. That's like 20 years ago. Can you believe that? So, 20 years of doing music down here. Have an office space down here. I've done, you know, shows and events down here. I've DJ'd down here. It's actually right down the street because we're on Vine right now. Behind me. That's the 18th and Vine sign up there. That's the corner. Up here, straight up this street. All the way down that street at the end of the block. That was Club Mardi Gras. Now my vision in being down here with Black Vine was to revive and, you know, bring life. I mean, you see, like, there's nobody down here today. Mary Ben Ari, she's gonna be here in like 5 more hours, actually 4 more hours. Like, but there's no new music. There are some locals that play, but there's not a lot of original music that's played down here. There's just not. There's not. It's jazz and it's neo soul era covers, and that's it. If you look over here, these are all the false fronts. See that? That building right there? They just left that shell there when they did the movie Kansas City. Like, that's why I'm here. I came, you know, to help businesses, to help artists, to, you know, be of use as far as, you know, all of my talents and gifts, not just singing, but to be of use to other businesses. But thank you to the 12 of you all that are watching as I'm yeah, time flies. So sing a jazz song now. Hi, Daniel Bailey. Oh gosh, I don't know. Some motor club, can't really see it, but they're still here. They ain't going nowhere. Established in 1973. Never know how much I love you. It's not really jazz to me. Never know how much I care when you put your arms around me. I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever. That's all I got. We get bad storms here. We absolutely do. We get hella bad storms. It was like flooding yesterday. It was crazy. There's tornadoes. It's country. I can say all these things because I'm born and raised here. I can say these things. It is country. People are in a delusional slumber in Kansas City. But I decided to come down here to Mardi Gras. There used to be hip-hop nights here. There would be a cypher right out here. You could break dance inside, you could freestyle, you could do poetry, you could sing, you could do whatever. My dream was to buy Club Mardi Gras, buy it, open it, restructure the building, stop it from swelling on the sides, and make it that place again. Nice fever. Do I worry about tornadoes? Not really. I've lived in New Orleans. I've lived through all of that, so I don't know. I know how to, I guess, conduct myself in the event of a tornado and in the event of flooding and levees breaking. So let's see what else I have to say. So what happened? So what happened with wanting to purchase Club Mardi Gras? Or so what happened with my life? What are you saying, Daniel? I think what happened is life happened. You know, I've survived a lot of things, and I'm not, you know, shy about sharing my testimony because I feel like that's part of the reason why I'm supposed to sing and write music. You know, I've been homeless, I've survived domestic violence, I've had 2 children that, you know, they deserve a mom. And even though I still work a ton, which doesn't make sense to me because that was the point of not working 60 hours a week, you know, life has happened. Life has happened. That's all I could say. I'm in the Lincoln building now. Guys, could be so great, so awesome. It really, really could. There's so much rich history. Like this was the place that was Vegas before Vegas was Vegas. This guy, Tom Pendergast. This was when we had our shift, right about then. Things got real conservative. That's the call newspaper. Talking about that. Lincoln High School, one of the best high schools in the country, is here. That's actually my church down the street, Sale Baptist. Barbecue, baseball, and jazz. One day that sign will say hip hop. One day. And no, I don't rap. A lot of people think that I rap. I don't know if that's from the album cover or what, but no, I don't rap. I sing. I just understand that that is the progression of African American culture and music, and you know, that was the next logical thing to happen. Jazz is poetry in motion, and now hip hop is poetry in motion. Like, it's just very simple. It's a huge spider. Huge. Oh my God. I had to get them, y'all. I can't fool around with no spiders. Okay. So, hi, Sawan from Holland. I'm following you. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. What happened to the jazz and music in KC? Where are the people who want to have live music? There's people who want it, but there are people who are... Okay, let's start with the first question. What happened to the jazz and music in KC? Jazz, when I go to like the popular jazz clubs now there's a lot of, you know, jazz bands that are traditional and they're African American musicians, but if I go to a jazz club like downtown, just right down 18th Street, and see a band play, they're not gonna look like me. You know, it will be very, you can tell when music is charted and played, and you can tell when music is felt and played, and it just comes from like I don't want to say your soul, because that sounds so cheesy and cliche, but you can just tell when people got to take the time to chart it out and work it out and work on it and work on it and work on it, and then it still doesn't sound authentic. That's where we're at now. And what is authentic, people are fearful of. Where are the people who want to have live music? I mean, to me, they're all over. But they don't know, to me, they don't know that they really want it unless it's presented to them. And a lot of people aren't, you know, the people that are in place to present that music aren't doing it. They're screwing things up. They're charging people to get on shows, charging people to get on the radio, charging people for this, charging people for that, and like ungodly amounts of money. And it's for naught, because you're not going to do anything but pocket the money, and you don't have any real type of network or connection that's going to allow whoever just paid you that money to go to the next step, much less the next level. It's ridiculous what's happening here. Like, the one thing that I can proudly say is that no one who is ever associated with me or Black Vine has ever been swindled. They've never been swindled. Never. Never, ever. We've brought in everybody from Young Guru to Rakim to Slick Rick to MC8 to Estelle, Big Frida. Jesus, like, And there were all opportunities beyond that day, beyond that moment, beyond that performance. And a lot of them were free. Or the artist stood to make money if they just sold tickets. But that's another issue, because I've been on hip hop shows. The only singer sold all my tickets, had to get more tickets. It's hard. It is hard to sell one ticket, much less 15. But if you tell me that that's how I'm going to get paid for my performance, then I'm going to do it. But I hustle harder than a lot of niggas. And I'm just, I'm sad to say it, but that's what it is. And it's 2015 and that's where we are. I've even been on the road with some known national acts that have no hustle. I've been on tour with a couple, okay? And it was ridiculous. But I do not name names. All I can say is that that's the stuff that's like muddying up the whole game. That makes it hard for not just me, but people that just have true talent beyond my talent, words that just beyond the lyrics that he gotta eat the booty like groceries. I've been seeing this little 15-second video that's been floating around Facebook. What is that? That's not music. That is not music. I'm trying to find a way in my mind for it to be music, but it's not music. And I'm proud that I have the children that I have. They just entered a talent show and they're doing their rendition of not Rakim Paid in Full, but I Ain't No Joke. And I'm proud because they know nobody wants to pay for business. Daniel, you're right. And I'm gonna come back to that because that's very true. I'm glad that I have the children that I have because I do surround them with music because, they're around my father a lot who played drums, still plays drums. My son, one plays drums, one is playing with the guitar, not playing it, playing with it. But anyway, I'm glad that they understand music and hip hop and jazz and gospel and even rock, even alternative. Like they get what music is really supposed to be. And I'm happy about that. But Daniel, like you said, nobody wants to pay for business. I spent probably about a month and a half, actually started the entire month of April, so might as well say a month and a half. I started doing branding strategy sessions for 30 minutes for free with businesses, artists, other bloggers, hair line makers, creators, people that make cupcakes, people, just whatever you do, whatever you create. I spent a month and a half dedicating it to meeting with, people to tell them what their first step needs to be, or if they've taken their first steps, what their next step needs to be. If it was a step that they could take on their own, I would tell them, and I would tell them what their first step to get started on that first step was, because that's a part of, sharing your gift. But most times that would lead to more questions and more questions and more questions. And I've spent the time and done my research. I've taken Google classes, Harvard classes. I'm in school at Baker University. I've read the books independently. I've downloaded books to my phone that I just can refer back to. I've read about contract law. I've read about how to have a non-disclosure agreement, how to do a collaborative agreement when you're working with another artist, to make sure everybody, not just you, everybody gets paid, everybody gets their points, everybody gets their royalties. I've done these things, I've taken these measures, and people don't want to do that. They don't want to take the time to learn. They don't want to take the time to do good business. And that's just where we are. And a lot of those 30-minute sessions turned into 45 minutes. They turned into hours. They turned into hour and 30 minutes. And if I let them, they would turn into my entire business day. And at the end of that 30 minutes, I'm supposed to bill for the next amount of time. Or if I'm giving you starter points that, you need to complete but that you can't, and you want my assistance, then there is a cost associated with that service, because that service is 9 times out of 10 intellectual property that I've had to pay for. I've had to buy the books. I've had to pay for classes and credit hours. Why should you get it for free? Nobody wants to do things the right way. Nobody wants to practice good business. And people are also extremely afraid of contracts. And my bad, but especially brown people. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, protect yourself. I write a lot about that on the blog too. It's just a means to protect yourself. But that's just, again, where we are. I feel like we're in a time where, the music has changed because everybody think they can rap. And the last, 4 or 5 years, it's become a bit of truth to that statement that everybody can do it, because all you have to do is put together a home studio or make music on your phone or your iPad and put it on YouTube or SoundCloud, and you're an instant star. And you can even get a deal. You